I call the Bristol, Tennessee Better Property Board for September the 24th, 2020 meeting to order. First order of business is roll call. My name is Pam Offield.
Randy.
Lonnie Barrett.
John Cartwright.
Wayne Humphrey.
Let the record show that we do have a quorum and we can conduct business. Now we need to discuss the necessity of conducting electronic meetings. Who's going to do that?
I will.
Thank you, Carrie.
Okay. Governor Lee's executive order number 16, which has been extended through October 28th, 2020 by executive order number 60, suspended the provisions of the Open Meetings Act to the extent necessary to allow governing bodies to conduct their essential business by electronic means rather than being required to gather a quorum of members physically in the same location. One condition of meeting electronically is that if a member of council or staff is attending by audio only, they are asked to identify themselves by name and position when they speak. In order to proceed with meeting electronically, the governing body should make a determination that meeting electronically is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans in light of the COVID-19 outbreak. At this time, it would be appropriate for the members to discuss whether they believe meeting electronically is necessary and vote accordingly. If the members do not agree that meeting electronically is appropriate at this time, then this meeting should be adjourned until such time as the members can meet in person. Please vote by roll call.
All right, do we have any discussion as to why we should not meet electronically today? No discussion. I'm going to call for a roll call. John? Actually, we need a motion.
I make a motion to meet electronically today for the Better Property Board, Bristol, Tennessee.
Randy Cook, I'll second.
Thank you. Any further discussion on this? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
And Lonnie?
Aye.
But the record shows motion carried, so we can conduct our business electronically today. Now, has everyone had a chance to read the minutes for September the 3rd, 2020, which was the August meeting that we had to defer 1 week?
Yes.
Do I hear any corrections or additions to those minutes?
This is Randy. I move we accept the minutes approve the minutes as submitted.
This is John, I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we accept the minutes of the September 3rd, 2020 meeting as written. Any further discussion on this? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
And Lonnie?
Aye.
Let the record show the motion is carried, so we do accept those minutes.
Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
This is Randy. I have an issue related to previous minutes that needs to be corrected.
Which minutes are those now, Randy?
The meeting of July 23rd at which we elected officers, the minutes reflect that I was elected co-chairman of the board and it should have been vice chairman. There's
July the 23rd. Can you explain to me the difference between co-chairman and vice chairman?
Like vice president and co-president.
Oh, in other words, we have to act together as co instead of separate.
right.
We'll make those changes to the minutes. I don't think we'll get you a new signature page, Pam. I don't think you'll have to take a formal action on that. It's just a typo.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Randy, for bringing that to our attention.
My wife brought it to our attention.
Oh, she's a good lady. All right. Now, any further discussion on minutes before we go on to preliminary investigations? Going on to 1405 East State Street. Cheyenne?
Yes, this property has had numerous active codes cases over the years, consisting of trash junk and debris, overgrowth, and most recently, we've had reports of dilapidation. Police have been out there several times on break-ins, and they were the ones that notified me of possible unsanitary living conditions. As of right now, the property does have active power and water, and it has not been posted unfit. However, there is some junk and debris on the front porch and the driveway. There is a broken window on the side that has been kind of taped in with what appears to be boxing tape, and then a piece of plywood put over it. And there is some overgrowth there. So staff is requesting a public hearing at the October 22nd, 2020 meeting.
Anybody live there, or is it vacant?
It's kind of up in the air right now. There was a tenant, and recently the tenant that lived there, everything as far as utilities has been transferred back to the original property owner. So I don't think that anyone is living there at this moment, but they were very recently.
Is that why the power and water's still on? Because
Yes.
it's not actually being posted as unfit?
Right.
Is it gonna be posted as unfit?
As long as it has active power and water, until we can get an inspection warrant to get inside to see the living conditions, it will not be posted unfit.
Okay. So by next month's meeting, we will know one way or the other it's being posted unfit?
Yes.
This is Randy. I move that we have a public hearing on the property at 1405 East State Street at our October 22nd, 2020 meeting for broken windows, possible roof damage, as well as junk and debris.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we have a public hearing on the property located at 1405 East State Street at the October 22nd, 2020 meeting due to junk and debris, roof damage, unsanitary living conditions. Is there any further discussion on this? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
The record show the motion is carried, so we will have a public hearing on the property at 1405 East State Street at the October 22nd meeting. Now we're going on to 1105 Broad Street.
This property's had an active file since July 27th of this year due to a neighbor complaining about unmaintained siding, overgrowth, broken windows, and possible pigeon infestation. And that's something that we have not actually observed ourselves. So we haven't cited them for that. But there's also junk and debris in the back. And just due to the overall exterior of the home, we are requesting a public hearing at the October 22nd meeting.
In the pictures that you sent, other than the siding, it looks pretty good. So what happened to the rest of the pictures that showed like junk and debris and the rest?
You can still see some of the junk and debris. They've kind of pushed it behind the house a little bit, and they have cut the front, but the back is still very overgrown.
Okay, is it vacant or is it being lived in?
There's someone living there.
So it's still got power and water and it's not been posted as unfit.
Right.
Will you have a chance to get into this property before next month?
Yes, we'll obtain an inspection warrant and make entry to get a damage assessment as well.
Okay.
I make a motion, public hearing on 1105 Broad Street at the 22 October meeting 2020 due to broken windows, unmaintained siding, overgrowth, junk and debris, and the overall condition of the home.
Randy, I second.
Okay, we have a motion, the second on the floor, that we have a public hearing on the property at 1105 Broad Street at the October 22nd, 2020 meeting due to broken windows, unmaintained siding, growth, junk and debris, and the overall deteriorating conditions of the exterior of the home. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Let the record show the motion is carried. So we will have a public hearing on 1105 Broad Street at the October 22nd meeting. Now we're going on to public hearings, and the first one up is 1141 Indian Hills Drive. And I do believe there are some people that are in our audience that probably will want to speak with us on this.
Yes, Madam Chair, Tim Beavers, for the Hills Drive property, we have Darlene Graham in attendance, Michael Compton in attendance, and Kathy Compton in attendance.
So we have 3 in attendance from Indian Hills Drive.
Yes, ma'am.
Are these neighbors?
2 are the
Our owners.
the Michael Compton and Kathy Compton.
Oh, we have them here. Well, that's nice.
One is a friend trying to help out with the project.
Okay. First of all, let's hear from Ms. Cheyenne. Then
All right,
let's hear from the property owners and the friend.
Okay, so this property, we've had an active case on this one throughout the years. The most recent case was opened 2019, and it was due to it started out with just junk and debris in the front, and it gradually moved to junk and debris in the backyard, as well as overgrowth, inoperable and unregistered vehicles, and now we are covering the dilapidation as well as the unsanitary living conditions. They have been under a $50 per day civil penalty ordered by Judge Jones since August 29th of 2019, and that's still active.
2019?
Yes.
Okay.
So codes obtained an inspection warrant and made entry into the home on September 15th of 2020. And these are the photos that we obtained while there. As you can see, there's a lot of trash and debris inside. It's a fire hazard with all the junk and debris. It's unsanitary living conditions. And the most recent photos that we have are from this morning. We did another inspection because they were out there over the weekend doing some work. This is one of the rooms that they were working on clearing out. As of last week, the side door of the home led to this room. We could not get it open, and we could get it open today. However, this is what's left outside, which again is kind of what we were wanting to get fixed, is the exterior. We wanted it to be clean. We've given them time after time to try to get this fixed, and we understand that they are working diligently to get this done, but we really need to see some substantial progress. So the back screened in patio had been boarded up, and it was recently had boards removed, and it was exposing trash, junk, and debris stacked from the ground to the ceiling. And we did do a damage assessment, and it estimated to have 78.8% damage. And that damage consisted of the interior finish, substructure, floor finish, plumbing, doors and windows, and some more. And I think you all have that damage assessment in your packet.
Yes, we do.
So the staff is requesting an order to demolish with a 60-day completion date and a progress report at the December 3rd, 2020 meeting.
All right, now we have a statement from Kathy and Michael. Would they like to come on?
Yes, Madam. I will ask Steve Blankenship to let one of the Comptons put them in front of you all in the public comment camera, and then the next one can get in there.
All right.
Madam Chairman, it's Lonnie. Did Cheyenne say she had some new photos? Well, I can't see those.
There. in
So
there?
this photo that's showing right now, this was a photo from this morning when we were out there doing a new inspection. This is the side room that we previously could not get the door open to. It will open now because there's been a significant amount of trash and debris removed from this room, and that trash and debris is pictured in this photo. This is from this morning.
Okay, I got the picture now. Thank you.
And both Miss Graham and Miss Compton will be on the screen at the same time. He's going to pull another chair over there for them. And Mr. Compton did not wish to speak.
Okay.
Right there on the.
They're good to go whenever you are, Madam Chairman.
I'm good. I'm waiting for them to show.
Can you see me?
No, but let me change my screen.
They're on there.
Oh, yes, I see you now.
I'm Darlene Graham. I'm a realtor here in town, a friend of Kathy's for 20 years. And I am trying to help with the project. I'm the reason that all of this is outside today because I pulled it out because I have a crew coming Saturday with dump trucks and front end loaders and that type of thing to scoop it up. So we had to get it out of the room so that we could get it scooped up. But we did have that area completely cleaned up before I pulled all this out in the last few days. So it will be cleaned up by the end of the weekend.
I wanted to ask a question.
Trying to get the house emptied out.
How did this house get in such deplorable condition, Kathy? How did you let it get into such deplorable condition? Did you not occupy it? Did you not want to take care of it? Is all this stuff that we see yours?
It's not all mine, but it is. I mean, it was.
I can hardly hear you. I can hardly hear you.
We're a family of 5, so it's not all my stuff alone, but it just got overwhelming and out of control, and I was attempting, but I couldn't get it clean fast enough, and it is my fault that it happened, but I am trying to correct it. We would like to move back into the home. We are emptying out everything on the interior. Over the past almost a year, I have only been able to go into the interior of the home. I've only been granted permission from the city codes 3 different times for a very short time each time. So I've been trying to do as much as I can with that amount of time. I also work a full-time job and have 3 children. But I've been trying to do the best I can. There is no structural damage to the house. It's just the clutter, and all of that is getting thrown away. And it should be, most of it should be removed by this weekend, like Darlene said. And the rest, if we can just have entry to be able to get in and remove it, we're just throwing everything away.
Okay, can you explain to me why she does not have entry to this property to work on it?
So the property was posted unfit in March. When a property is posted unfit, no one is allowed to be inside unless they have a right of entry. The reason very few right of entries have been issued is because of the condition of the exterior. We needed the exterior to be clean because that's what the public sees. That's what the court ordered, was the exterior to be cleaned before anything was done on the inside. Once the exterior was cleaned, we did start granting permission to go inside, but we have to be diligent with how long we allow because of the photo that you're looking at now. This happened within just a couple of days. So we're kind of we're kind of stuck on what we can do. And Tim may be able to speak more, or even Carrie, but that's why that very little access has been granted.
Well, I think the main issue that I have heard and conversations we have over the period that I've been involved in this is that there was no work being done on the home when there were right of entries given previously. Anytime there is, anytime there has been substantial work, I think Miss Graham has, and the neighbors have done some substantial work that we have granted those right of entries when we know, one, there's a dumpster setting there that stuff is going to go into, and it's not just being strewn about the yard, and that it is being removed from the property. And I think, like Cheyenne mentioned, you have to be very diligent in these cases to make sure you're not exacerbating the exterior problems with interior problems. In other words, there is junk debris being moved off the property, be it from the interior or exterior of the home, less it just transfers from one location on the property to the other. So anytime they would like a right of entry and things are moving off the property, we are more than happy to work with them on that.
And it will be. I'm the reason that is out there today, because I have the crew coming Saturday and I wanted it to be ready for them with the machinery to load it up. We had the backyard looking pretty good. We done 4 dumpsters, 4 large $400 dumpsters, and cleaned up the yard with that. We also cut like 5 or 6 trees down last week. We cut trees all from around the house. We've stacked all of that up, waiting on the machinery to come pick it up. So,
and everything is being removed from interior and exterior, and it's just being thrown away. There is no moving from one place to another. It is getting removed completely.
And we have seen progress on that. I think what staff and our conversations we had is based on what physically they could see when they did the inspection to get the damage assessment. They had to assume the areas they couldn't see were similar to the areas they could see, and thus the 78%. And we requested a demolition order from the board, are requesting that for 60 days. If the property owners get work and get it resolved and get the damage under 50%, then we can do a reassessment when we can see all the interior. In that time period, we're more than happy to come back in 60 days to the board and not and ask for an order of repair instead of an order of assessment. If they do it in 30 days, by next month, we'll come back to the board. But at this point, based on that assessment, we feel that the order to demolish is our best route at this time to ensure that there's sufficient effort and action put into this structure to either 1, demolish it, or 2, get it to where it can be repaired, get it under that 50%. So that is why we're requesting the order for demolishing.
Okay, gentlemen, what do you think? It was very good, Tim. I understand that completely, as to just because we issue an order to demolish doesn't mean that Kathy and Darlene and Michael cannot continue their work and show improvement and show that it can be fixed if it falls down, because you can do another assessment. If they will do it, Kathy.
Yes.
Darlene, if it will get.
We certainly are. I need to get back home. My children and I need to be back in our home.
I have a question, Pam.
Yes.
This is Lonnie. If
Yes,
the court ordered the removal of the debris and stuff, and they're doing that, is that can we supersede that order and go ahead and issue an order to demolish?
Yes.
Can't we? If they're making reasonable progress.
They've been under this order since 2019 and have not done it, or have not shown reasonable progress. That's why it's come to us, and therefore we in turn need to reinforce exactly what the court has said. Carrie, we can go ahead and issue an order to demolish, and then later on we can rescind if need be. Is that correct? Is Carrie there?
Yeah, we've done it before.
The court order was for the exterior of the home, Mr. Barrett. It was for trash, junk, and debris on the exterior. they did get that cleaned up substantially, not completely, but substantially. So they're still under that court order for exterior. So what we're asking you all is the structural part at this point.
I'll make a motion that we issue an order to demolish for 1141 Indian Hills Drive due to the condition, the unfit living conditions, water damage inside the home, inoperable unregistered vehicles, the home being posted unfit for occupancy since 3/13 of 2020, and a damage assessment of 78.8%. And the damage consists of interior fixtures, substructure, floor finish, plumbing, doors, windows, and more.
It's Lonnie, I'll second that motion.
Can we have a completion date, the 60 days for December the 3rd?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we issue an order to demolish the property located at 1141 Indian Hills Drive with a 60-day completion date, and then again, a progress report at the December 3rd, 2020 meeting. Due to junk and debris exposed, stacked from the ground to the ceiling, inoperable vehicle on the property, a damage assessment of 78.8%, substructure issues, floor finish issues, plumbing, doors and windows, and more. Is there any further discussion on this property? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Okay, let the motion stand as being approved by the board that we will issue an order to demolish the property at 1141 Indian Hills Drive. Now, they can continue to do work. They can continue to clean up. And if it shows that it'll drop below the 78% within the 60 days, it can come back as being reevaluated and we can look at it again. If not, the order to demolish will stand as of December the 3rd. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Just a clarification, Madam Chairman.
Yes.
It'll be 60 days from today. It will be December, whatever, the 60 day toward the end of December for the order to demolish.
Oh,
That'll be on the 24th, 23rd of December.
Okay, but our meeting will be the 3rd because of being Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Correct. That progress report on the 3rd.
We will have a progress report on the 3rd, but your 60 days are not up before that.
Correct.
That makes sense. All right. Thank you so much for correcting that and bringing that to our attention. Okay. Now thank you for coming. We're going on to 1208 Windsor Avenue. Do we have anyone here from that property, Tim?
Yes, ma'am. There are two people in the audience, Mr. Chris Worley and Miss Misty Thompson are present, and we can have comment from them. I'll get Steve Blankenship to bring them up to the camera while you're all going over this with Cheyenne.
All right, Cheyenne.
The codes obtained an inspection warrant and made entry into the home on September 15th of 2020. There was severe water damage on the inside as well as moisture damage. The kitchen floor and foundation had completely fallen through. There is some roof damage as well, and there's damage to the siding and overall foundation. The accessory structure in the backyard is dilapidated. There's signs of water damage as well as rotting wood on the accessory structure. And our damage assessment came in at being 100% damaged, and that consisted of the foundation, the substructure, roof covering, plumbing, electrical, and more were all found to be significantly damaged. The staff is requesting an order to demolish with a 60-day completion date and a progress report at the December 3rd, 2020 meeting.
And Madam Chairman, the public in attendance tonight are neighbors across the road and do not wish to speak.
All right, thank you so much, but also thank them for coming. All right, I have a question to ask. How did it get all this water damage? Was there just not substantial damage to the roof that caused all this water damage? Or where did this water come from to cause all this water damage in this property?
So this property has been vacant for several years. So it's been unmaintained, unsecure. The front door was actually just open for us to go on in. So I'm assuming that it's been open for years. There was roof damage. So I'm assuming that the water leaks were coming through the roof as well as some of the windows being open.
Oh, okay. Okay, I couldn't quite understand how much damage was done to that if there was not significant damage to the roof to allow all the rain and moisture in.
Right. Yeah, the property's been open and unsecure for several years.
Okay. So in other words, this is 100% damage and assessment.
Yes. I make a motion that we issue an order to demolish for 1208 Windsor Avenue due to the property being vacant. City maintaining the overgrowth up until this year. The 100% damage to the structure, the foundation, substructure, floor covering, plumbing, electrical, and more were found to all be significantly damaged. And the accessory structure also in the backyard, which is dilapidated and shows signs of water damage as well as rotting wood.
This is Randy. I second the motion.
So we have a motion and a second on the floor that we issued an order to demolish the property located at 1208 Windsor Avenue, home and accessory building due to 100% assessment damage, foundation, substructure, roof covering, plumbing, electrical, and others are all found to be significantly damaged. This, of course, will be taken care of with a 60-day completion and a progress report at our December the 3rd, 2020 meeting. Is there any further discussion?
Could we add to that removal of cars?
Okay.
There's cars there as well.
Yeah, there is an inoperable vehicle there as well. It's been sitting on the property.
And due to an inoperable vehicle. Okay. Any other further discussion? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Let the record show the motion has been carried. This property will have an issue an order to demolish the properties located at 1208 Windsor Avenue, home and accessory building with a completion date and a report of 60 days and a progress report at the December 3rd meeting. Now we're going on to 120 Esther Street, and I believe we have someone here from that property.
Yes, Madam Chairman, we have William Clark and Yvonne Barb. Diane is giving the presentation and see if they wish to.
And what was Barb's first name?
Yvonne.
All right, this property was alerted to us by police. They responded to an animal call out there with animals being abandoned inside the home. They also advised that there was junk and debris, overgrowth, and deplorable living conditions. So codes obtained an inspection warrant and made entry into the home on September 15th. The interior of the home had deplorable living conditions. Feces covering the floors, trash and debris scattered all over. The entire property was overgrown and dilapidated. There was damaged roof and side, as well as junk piled on the roof of the accessory structure there. There's like a little accessory structure garage kind of attached to the porch there.
It's actually physically attached to the house.
I don't I'm not sure if it's actually attached to the house, but it's right up against the porch.
So it's termed an accessory building versus garage
Right.
or something like that. Okay.
Right. The property's interior and exterior is also infested with fleas. And we did do a damage assessment, and the property estimated to have 100% damage, with the interior finish, floor finish, HVAC, cabinets and countertops estimating 100% damage alone. There's also roof, electrical, and plumbing damage. Staff is requesting an order to demolish with a 60-day completion date with a progress report at the December 3rd, 2020 meeting. However, just before the meeting, I did receive some photos, and I didn't have a chance to add those to the PowerPoint, but I'm going to try to show them on my phone here. I don't know if you can see them or not. They have a dumpster.
I see that.
They've cleared a lot of the overgrowth. They've cleared the house, it appears, almost completely. It looks like they've pulled carpet. That is, I think that's the roof of the accessory structure there that's attached near the porch. That's the flooring. And as you can see, the property's basically been cleared out. So I will let the board listen to the property owner, make a decision after that.
Okay.
And Madam Chairman, Mr. Clark and Ms. Barb are the property owners. I think, once again, this is one that staff would request the demolition order. And if progress is made enough to get it below the 50% mark in the 6 days, we can always come back to the board and recommend order of repair.
Okay, you said that it is a William was there. Is that the name you gave me?
Mr. Clark, yes, ma'am.
And the name on here is Ronnie Michael?
So I think that is Ronnie Michael, I think, is the father, and he is deceased. So I think William is the son and Yvonne is William's mother.
Okay. Are they going to speak?
Yes, the property was my dad, and he passed away. And the place I'm living at now doesn't allow animals or anything, so I had to keep them there for a few months. And stuff just got out of control. I worked 12-hour shifts, and then I talked to the police. I took the dogs to where I'm at now, even though my landlord doesn't allow animals. So I've still got them there, taking care of them. I made a substantial amount of work to the house since they made entry into it. It's almost completely cleared out. We've took all the cabinets, everything out of it. We're completely remodeling it all the way down to the floor, repainting it, putting drywall, everything. Like it's everything. It's not had the water or the power cut off. The yard's been almost completely cleared out. There's still a little bit in the front that's got to be done, but we've done all this in 2 days. And that's with going off of 3 hours of sleep, going to work on a 12-hour shift.
Has this property come before us before 2020? Has this been on the records, or have you investigated it or anything?
Yes, it was brought last month for a preliminary hearing.
I understand that, but beforehand, has it ever come before the board?
No.
Is this the first time?
Yes.
Situation for this property?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so are the animals still there?
No, they're at my house now.
Even though they're there illegally, they're at your house right now.
Absolutely.
Okay. As long as they're well taken care of, that's the idea.
I went up there at least twice a day before and after work and let them out, fed and water them. When the police come, they seen. I opened the door. They had food. They had water. They were healthy. Even the police said they were healthy.
Okay. You do realize that with 100% assessment, it's awfully hard for us to not issue an order to demolish. But again, as he said, we can issue an order to demolish. You've got 60 days to get it clean, get it back So we can do a reassessment and hopefully it'll come below 50% and you can go ahead and we can rescind that order to demolish and issue an order to repair. And then you'll be legally good to go.
I feel like we can do the assessment now.
If you've got that much done in 2 days, can you imagine what you can get done in 60 days?
You understand that you're gonna have to pull a permit to do any substantial electrical, plumbing, or structural work in that house.
There's nothing wrong with the electrical or the plumbing. It all works. There's nothing exposed. There's nothing that doesn't work in the house at all. Except for the heat pump. The compressor went out of the heat pump, but I'm going to have the BTS come and install a new heat pump, and that'll be taken care of.
Our packet says there's roof and electrical and plumbing damage. Cheyenne, can you shed some light on that?
I will let Matt weigh in on that. He's the one that does the damage assessments.
Matt?
You'll have to unmute, Matt.
All right, I tried to unmute, but then I minimized the screen instead.
You're good. We can hear you now.
When I was in there, there was some exposed wiring, like a light fixtures pulled down.
In the back.
So there's
Yes.
exposed wiring, switches not functioning, working, you know, we don't know if it's wiring, if it's
No,
lighting. There's rooms we couldn't get to because of the debris, so then we assess those as damaged because we can't get there. So
How about the plumbing?
I did not try to use it, but could not get into it where the plumbing was at. So the sinks and everything were covered. It's not possible to.
Okay, so in other words, you could not get in there, so you said it had plumbing damage.
Madam Chairman?
Yes.
This is Wayne Humphrey. I'm not comfortable with that assessment.
So basically, if anything that we can't see, we have to assume is damaged because there's no way for us to get in there.
We have to assume that the
Comfortable with
of
that
the stuff
position
we cannot
either.
see is the same as the stuff we can see.
Okay, got a question. All right, we've got an assessment with 100% damage simply because one of the reasons is he could not get into it to actually assess it, and therefore he had to say damaged. Now this property is, quote, clean inside. He can get to it. Can we do another damage assessment?
Yeah, when they request another assessment, we could do another damage assessment.
You
Now,
do
the
it?
accessory structure to the front has the roof caving in and everything else.
Is the roof caving in?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's your idea for the roof on that?
I'm tearing the whole structure down.
And that'd have to be done under demo permit and stuff then too.
Okay.
Okay.
And Madam Chairman, what we would recommend, once again, is the order to demolish based on the current assessment we have. We will work with the property owners and make sure they pull the appropriate permits and do reassessments. And hopefully they can keep this structure and make it functional and make it a viable structure again. And we'd be more than happy to come back in 30 days or at December 3rd meeting and say, hey, this property has been remediated. But what we're trying to do as staff is be more aggressive with these assessments, not it is what it is, the assessment, but asking the board for demolition because it does put a hard time frame for people to perform, to bring that structures into compliance that have over 50% of damage. And like I said, there's 60 days there, they can come into compliance, and we would be more than happy to recommend that the order of repair be issued instead of a order of demolition. So that's our philosophically where we have discussed over the past weeks on where to be with these structures and to get them moving and not sit there for years and you all talk about them and the city talk about them, the neighbors, for years.
Okay, in other words, if we issue an order to demolish, they still can pull a permit to work on these structures within the 60-day time period? The city will give them a permit?
Yes, we would. If they're willing to spend more than the structure's worth to fix it, then
Okay.
not for us to decide how people spend their money. So, yeah.
Well, we've already issued orders to demolish in the same situation on 2 prior to this.
That is correct, yes.
I don't see any reason not to do the same here.
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we issue an order to demolish on 120 Esther Street due to the abandoned animals, the inspection warrant entry made into the home that found deplorable litter, feces, floors on the floors, trash and debris, overgrown property with junk, trash and debris, accessory structure that has a roof caving in, interior and exterior infested with fleas, a damage assessment of over 100%, with the interior finish, floor finish, HVAC cabinets and countertops at an estimated 100% damage, also possible roof, electrical, and plumbing damage.
This is Randy. I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we issue an order to demolish the property located at 120 Esther Street, which includes the home and the accessory building, to be completed with a 60-day completion date and a progress report at the December the 3rd, 2020 meeting due to front sideways that is damaged roof, siding, as well as junk piled on the roof of the structure. The property's interior and exterior infested with fleas, the floor finish, the HVAC, and cabinets and countertops. All of this is estimating to be over 100% damage for the roof, electrical, and plumbing damage. Is there any further discussion on this? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Nay.
Was that a nay?
That was a NAY.
N-A-Y, okay. And Lonnie?
Aye.
Okay, we have 3 ayes and 1 nay, and therefore the motion has passed and it carried, and we will issue an order to demolish the property located at 120 Esther Street. Now, the people do realize that they've got 60 days to get some work done on this house if they so desire, and therefore we can come back and do another assessment, and therefore it can be brought back to the board within that 60-day completion date, and you will hear from them on the December 3rd, 2020 meeting. Thank you so much for coming, William and Yvonne. We appreciate that, and good luck on the property. All right, we're going on to trash and debris, and we have 1709 Maryland Avenue. Do we have anyone from that property?
No, Madam Chairman, we do not have anybody else in attendance tonight.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, this
Is
property,
this one new?
No, this is the one we brought back for trash and debris after we did the home because he won't clean up that back pile of work.
I thought it was brand new.
No, it's not.
So we have tried to reach out with Mr. Rock. A new notice of violation was sent to him on August 28th, 2020, and there still has been no efforts to clean up the debris pile in the backyard or cut the overgrowth. So we have just decided to go ahead and send a mowing authorization and a work order to our mowing vendor to have the overgrowth cut, and they're also going to be removing that debris pile, and a lien will be placed on the property, the amount of whatever the cost is to have the overgrowth cut and the debris pile removed.
Do we have to do a motion on this?
I don't think so.
Sounds like a winner to me, Cheyenne.
Yeah, sounds to me like that's the way to do it. We'll get it clean. I personally cannot understand someone having a house like that that's all fixed up now and not wanting to take care of it, but hey, that's just my opinion.
Right.
Okay, going on to old business, and we have none. So we're going on to progress reports at 902 Windsor Avenue. And we did see Matt's email today. I did.
Yeah, I saw it.
Matt, hope the rest of the board has.
Got it.
So work has continued on the exterior of the property. No inspections were done or performed until yesterday when I went out there, and I'm not really sure if it was an actual inspection that was done out there, or if he just went out there just to kind of see what was going on. The repair permit did expire as of yesterday, and Matt made a note that there was windows there. Some windows have been installed. She's been working on some ornamental trim, as well as getting the foundation secure. So we are seeing some slow progress. The siding isn't done. The roof still isn't finished. But based on the photos, Matt does think that some noticeable progress will be made once her son, Ms. Dennis said that her son will be coming to stay with her and help her work full-time on this project. So staff is requesting that the board issue an order to repair for the exterior with a 30-day completion date and a progress report at the October 22nd meeting. If the exterior of the home has not been completed by that 30-day completion date, then codes will be obtaining a new damage assessment to present to the board to determine if an order to demolish will need to be issued at that time.
When's your son coming to help?
Matt might be able to weigh in on that. I haven't actually spoken with her.
She's made it sound like he was coming this weekend, and then he was going to be staying here full time to help her.
Okay, so it's not as if he's coming next month or month after. He's coming now.
No, he's coming now. So
Okay. Matt, do you feel like there's been some work done on this with the windows and everything inside?
there's been some work done that you can see here and there. It's sporadic. She does have all the windows on site inside the house, ready to be installed. She's made a bunch of the templates to recreate the cornice work and stuff that was originally on the house
That's decorative.
and stuff. So, I mean, she's told me that she was going to be going to get the columns and stuff to fix the porch and stuff here in the next couple weeks and stuff. So them should be in, and some of that I'm fixing up the exterior there.
How come the roof hasn't been finished? I know we had the situation back last winter with the COVID and having to be real careful with the roof and actually the structural support of it. And now we've got the structural support taken care of. How come the roof hasn't gotten further along?
Told she's got a new roofer that's going to be starting. The other one ended up fired because they didn't understand there was something with the drainage on the roof, and they weren't understanding how to do it, and so he ended up having to fire them. And there's supposed to be new people on the way. I mean, going with her word on that, so I don't know.
The roof, the way it stands right now, has been like that since April or May, correct?
Yeah. They were going to do a sub-roof type deal, and then they were going to wait until the substructure was taken care of to help reinforce the heaviness or the weight of the roof that they were going to put on.
Yeah.
And now they've got that taken care of. At least that was my understanding of it.
Yeah, that was mine too.
That's why I was wondering why it hadn't been completed.
Until we put some teeth into it, it's not going to happen.
Okay, we've issued an order to repair on this property already. Now you're asking us to do another order to repair with a completion date on in 30 days. Is that what you're wanting?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Randy. I have a question. Has she requested any inspections lately?
She has not.
Whew. So there's no progress to inspect, I guess.
I'm going to ask a dumb question as well. Does she know she's supposed to have inspections?
She does. She's been told
Okay.
several times, and at each meeting where we have a progress report, even though she doesn't attend, she always emails the next day asking what happened, and I inform her each time that, you know, the exterior needs to be complete. We're worried about the exterior right now more than the interior, that she needs to be requesting inspections so we can keep that progress moving.
Sure. Makes sense. Thank you.
Yes, I believe that staff's opinion would be that if she would get the exterior envelope of the building secured from the elements, then she could work on the interior. And that we need to see some substantial progress on that to get that completed, or ultimately your interior is going to deteriorate even more because it's getting weather inside of it. And that's why we would request 30 days to have the interior completed. Let us do the exterior completed, and that would allow us to go in and do a damage assessment, interior. And if it's over 50%, I mean, once again, at some point, we feel as staff, we have got to recommend for demolition, even though she's put progress in it, because it's not going to get better by doing it over a long period of time unless she gets that exterior, you know, sound.
We'd already ordered an order to demolish on this thing over a year ago, Tim. I mean,
But then we
this
rescinded
is not
it.
something new.
Yeah, but we also rescinded it and issued an order to repair too.
Yeah, I know we did, but I mean, we've been messing with this thing for over 2 years.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Madam Chairman, this Wayne Humphrey and I would move that we issue an order to repair, since the permit has expired, at 902 Windsor Avenue with a progress report in 30 days.
I think we need to have a completion in 30 days.
That's not going to happen, John. Furthermore, you're going to be wasting your time in court if you try to tear this house down. It ain't going to happen.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to move it down to your neighborhood.
I'll take it. Gee, that's not your neighborhood anyway, is it?
No, but it's a neighborhood of Bristol, and it's been an ongoing eyesore for too long a time.
I totally agree with that. I'm realistic in the sense that, and I think that people that have spent time in the courts would know that we're not going to get very far on a demolition order on this house.
Oh, okay.
This house has a historical value, and it's definitely almost a landmark in the city, in my opinion. And
yes,
I think most people would think the same way. It's just like the King house that they're restoring on whatever.
My family owned that house 30 years ago, Pam.
Did you?
Yes, and we didn't have it. We got to.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Do I have a second to Wayne's motion? Gentlemen, what's your opinion?
Failed for lack of a second, Madam Chairman.
Can I issue a second? I don't believe I can I? Carrie?
It's my understanding that you can.
Okay. Okay, in that case, I will second the motion that Wayne has made. So we have a motion and a second on the floor that we issue an order to repair with a 30-day completion of the exterior on the property at 902 Windsor Avenue with a progress report at the October 22nd meeting.
That's with a 30-day completion, correct?
It's a 30-day completion, but it's at the exterior.
Right.
Right.
It's the exterior, yes.
Madam Chairman, just a point, and Mr. Humphrey may be weighing in. I don't think that's the motion he made.
No.
Okay,
I'm accepting those amendments to my motion.
okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we issue an order to repair the exterior on the property located at 902 Windsor Avenue within 30 days with the progress report at the October 22nd meeting. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. John? Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Okay, let the record show the motion is carried. Okay, we're going on to 404 Pennsylvania Avenue.
The board issued an order to demolish at the January 23rd, 2020 meeting. The property since sold to David Anderson. He obtained a demo permit on April 16th, and he's actively worked to remove the debris as well as the structure. The structure itself has been demolished. The only thing that's still remaining is the foundation, as well as some materials from the porch. And I have spoke with Mr. Anderson there, and he has requested an extra month to completely remove the foundation. So Codes extended his demo permit to set to expire on October 19th, and we are requesting a progress report at the October 22nd meeting.
He's done pretty good, actually.
Mm-hmm. I noticed a lot of overgrowth. Is he going to clean up the overgrowth there?
Yes, he did state that he was going to clean up the overgrowth as well.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, I move that we have a progress report at 404 Pennsylvania Avenue at the October 22nd meeting.
This is Randy, I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we have a progress report at the October 22nd meeting on the property located at 404 Pennsylvania Avenue. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Let the record show the motion is carried. So we will have a progress report at the October 22nd meeting at 404 Pennsylvania Avenue. We're going on to 1205 Anderson Street.
So the board issued an order to repair at the July meeting with a 60-day completion date due to a tarp-covered leaking roof. A permit was issued and work has been done. However, the building inspector, when he was out there on September 14th, the property owner didn't show up to be there for the inspection. Our building inspector noted that the roof is complete. However, no inspections were recorded before completion of the roof. No drip edge were on the gable ends. And contact was made with the property owner, Mr. Hurd. A new inspection was set up for September 18th, and the rough framing inspection was performed and passed. According to our building inspector and the property owner, there's still a few things that need to be done. But since there has been significant work and an inspection, staff is requesting a progress report at the October 22nd meeting.
Okay, I make a motion that we have a progress report on the 22 October 2020 meeting of 1205 Anderson Street.
Second, Randy.
We have a motion and a second on the floor that we have a progress report at the October 22nd meeting on the property located at 1205 Anderson Street. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
Aye.
Let the record show that the motion is passed, and we're going to have a progress report at the October 22nd meeting at 1205 Anderson Street. Going on to 2442 Broad Street.
So the board issued an order to demolish. The May meeting, after a damage assessment showed 96.1% damage. The notice was posted on the property. We had little to no contact with the property owners. The owner had failed to obtain a demo permit, so the city obtained demo quotes, and K&M Excavating pulled a demo permit on August 14th, and it is now completely demolished, and we're asking to close this file.
Oh, okay.
Madam,
Make a motion that we close the file on 2442 Broad Street.
This is Randy, I second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we close the file on the property located at 2442 Broad Street due to completion. All in favor, any further discussion? All in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne?
Aye.
Lonnie?
aye.
If the record show this motion is carried, we're closing the file on 2442 Broad Street. Yay! Now we're going on to 1133 Anderson Street.
So there still has been no obvious work done on the property, nor has there been any inspections requested or performed. There's still tarps on the roof. There's a dumpster sitting in the back area of the property, and the permit is now expired. There was new plans submitted for to be reviewed for approval, and there were some things that were incomplete. So we did request new plans to be resubmitted. Those have still not came to us. Code sent out a new notice letter on 9/11 to the property owner, Mr. Gallier, explaining that a new set of plans would need to be submitted. And we also added in the notice that we would be obtaining a new damage assessment, as the property has remained unsecure and open for well over a year now, and it's been open to the weather allowed until September for the new plans to be submitted before we take the next step. And our next step will be to obtain a new damage assessment and then come back before you guys on October 22nd. So we're requesting a progress report at the October 22nd meeting.
Progress report or a public hearing?
I guess it would be, would it be a public hearing if we're kind of doing a new damage assessment to present to you all?
I would guess it would be.
Okay, yeah, a public hearing at the October 22nd.
Have you been in the house, Cheyenne, lately?
I have not been in the house since last year, and that's why we're gonna redo a damage assessment.
I think it's got to be a public hearing if you got to do that.
Yeah.
And I'll make a motion that we have a public hearing on 1133 Anderson Street on the 22nd of October 2020 due to the ongoing problems with the property. No permit. The permit is expired. No work has been done. No inspections have been called for. Plans that were submitted were incomplete, and a new building permit would need to be obtained. We also need a new damage assessment because it has been unsecure for a year.
This is Randy, I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the floor that we have a public hearing on the property located at 1133 Anderson Street at the October 22nd meeting. Due to new plans needing to be resubmitted, a new damage assessment to be resubmitted, the fact that there's not been any progress or work done on this property in about a year, being unsecured and open to the weather. So we're going to bring it back as a public hearing. Is there any further discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye. John?
Aye.
Randy?
Aye.
Wayne,
Aye.
and Lonnie.
Aye.
Record show the motion is carried. So we will have the property at 1133 Anderson Street come back to us as a public hearing at October 22nd meeting. Okay, is there anything else we need to bring before the board before we adjourn?
I got a question for Matt. What's the status on 901 Georgia Avenue?
I can answer that one.
Okay.
I spoke with Sean St. Clair. He is the acting power of attorney for the property owner, and he said that there's been a kind of like a hiatus with the contractors because property's not in his name. He's having issues getting a loan for it, so he's currently waiting for the deed and the property transferred to him so he can get some more funds to continue paying the contractor. And I did advise him of the current order that's in place and that it's set to expire on December 3rd. So,
This is the guy that lives out west, right?
yes,
Okay. Thanks.
you're welcome.
Anything else that needs to come before the board? Okay, at this time, I declare this board adjourned by common consent.
The Tennessee Pledge is a plan to help Tennesseans return to work in a